Guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome back to my channel. So there has been a major air crash reported at Lithuania's capital Vilnius involving a DHL cargo flight QY5690, which is a Boeing 737-400 freighter bound from Leipzig, Germany to Lithuania's capital Vilnius. So according to the media reports that there were 4 crew members on board the flight. And as QY5690 was on final approach at Vilnius Airport, it reportedly crashed at a residential building just 100 meters from the Vilnius Airport, and emergency services immediately deployed at the crash site. So immediately, media reports also confirmed that 3 people on board survived the crash, but later another report which was released just now indicated that 1 pilot has died in the crash. So now those 3 survivors immediately taken to the medical center, and in the meanwhile, what was the cause of the crash was still unknown at this moment. So in the meantime, let's get a deep dive on how it started, this incident involving DHL flight QY5690. So without further ado, let's get started right away. Alright guys, so now let's focus on the aircraft type involved in this accident today at Vilnius. So this is a Boeing 737-400 freighter version with its registration as Echo Charlie Mike Foxtrot Echo. So this aircraft is powered by 2 CFM56 3C1 engines with a thrust range between 18,000 to 22,000 pounds of force. So its MSN registration is 24445. And its first flight took place on October 1993 as a passenger variant first. It was operated for Australia's national airline called Qantas with its registration as Victor Hotel Tango Juliet Tango. Alright, so now in 2015, Swift Air, which is a Spanish cargo operator with its base hub of operations at Barajas in Madrid, it has a broad fleet size of just 41 aircraft with the average fleet age of near 26 years old. So if we can decode the fleet size, they have with the likes of ATR 4272s, they also have Airbus A321 passenger to freighter conversion aircrafts. They also have Boeing 737s, including the freighter versions as you can see on your screen. And then last but not least, we have a Boeing 757s as well. Right, so on 2016, DHL collaborated with Swift Air as a partner cargo operator, and as you guys all know that DHL's main air hub operations always takes place at Leipzig, and it is considered to be as a largest air hub cargo operations there. Alright, so now let's look at the sequence of events, what happened to the DHL cargo flight QY5690. Alright guys, so as you can see on your screen, this is the flight radar 24 data for DHL cargo flight QY5690. So according to FR24, so they named this flight code as BCS18D. Right. So let's start with the sequence. So the plane took off at Leipzig, Germany at 1:55 a.m. with 4 crew members on board. Again, you can see on the graph right below here. So they are initially maintaining a normal cruising altitude and maintaining the targeted cruising altitude at 33,000 feet in the mid-flight. So at the first half of the flight looks normal, no issue again, and even in the cruising flight also no issue, still maintaining the same altitude until at the final leg of the flight as the QY5690 approaches at the Vilnius airspace in Lithuania. So looks like the approach is good, and even if you look at the CCTV also which was released by media sources, showing that the plane was on a normal final approach towards Vilnius Airport. But again, for some unknown reason, we do not know what happened with this aircraft as it suddenly crashed into a residential building at a place called Liepkalnis, which is 100 meters from the Vilnius Airport, as you can see right here. So immediately emergency services dispatched to the crash site, and Again, it was later confirmed that the plane crashed into the residential building. And like I said at the start of the video, that media reports confirmed that 3 crew members survived the crash miraculously, but unfortunately, one pilot has died in the crash, as later again updated by the media reports. So immediately investigation is still underway. We do not know what exactly the cause of the crash. But interestingly, there's also the ATC Recordings as well, which was released by one of our YouTube bloggers. So if you want to listen the whole ATC Recordings, you can check that YouTube link in the description below by one of our YouTube bloggers here. Right. So when I listened the whole ATC recording conversation between the Vilnius approach control and the DHL cargo pilots, so there was 4 key conversation lines which I felt suspicious and also a bit concerning as well. So if I can read those 4 key lines from Vilnius approach, and I quote: Postman 18 Delta, descend altitude at 2,700 feet, QNH 1020, clear ILS Zulu 19, report established. And then the DHL cargo pilots responded by saying, okay, 2,300 feet, QNH 1030, clear for ILS, we will report established, Postman 18 Delta. So here Postman 18 Delta is a call sign for the DHL cargo flight QY5690 while conversating with the Vilnius approach control. But if you have noticed, the pilots made an error here. Instead of saying 2,700 feet, pilots have quoted saying 2,300 feet. But again, ATC at Vilnius approach said, Postman 18 Delta, 4 miles from touchdown, contact Vilnius Tower at 11805, and then pilots acknowledged by saying 11805 for Postman 18 Delta. So at this critical stage, you must have realized that there is a gap of communication built up when it comes to correcting the mistakes. So it looks like, from my understanding, that the ATC did not listen the pilot's response, that he made a mistake. Instead of saying 2,700 to 2,300 feet, and the ATC did not instructed on this, but instead they went to the next conversation by saying Postman 18 Delta, 4 miles from touchdown, contact Vilnius Tower. So even the pilots also they did not listen properly with the ATC instruction. They might have listened instead from 2,700 to 2,300. So there is a little communication clarity issues built up between the Vilnius approach and the DHL cargo flight. But again, guys, that doesn't mean that this is a conclusive fact, but it is one such observation. I have noticed it. But like I said at the start of the video, I am always relying on the investigation team to get the transparent information. Maybe this is a one big clue here, but again, like I said, I'm still relying on the investigation team to get a full clarity of what caused the crash. So there is a possible concern here that maybe this is a sabotage attempt, because previously a Wall Street Journal has revealed an article stating that there was a covert Russian operation will have been sending an incendiary devices on DHL planes back on summer. And then on July, one of these incendiary devices caught fire at a parcel warehouse at Germany and Birmingham in UK. So then, according to the reports, they stated that the cause of the fire was due to electric massagers, which was implanted with magnesium-based inflammable materials, so which was sent to Lithuania. Then, according to the LRT, which is a Lithuanian state media channel, they said that the goal of the Russia's operations is how to figure it out, sending these shipments and start creating fires on cargo or passenger planes transiting through US and Canada. So now this might be another questions rising in, but again, like I said multiple times, that it's all hands on investigation team to get the real clarity on what caused the crash of DHL cargo flight QY5690, and I'm still awaiting that information soon. And it's not only for me, every app geeker is also expecting the same response in this context. So ultimately, guys, this marks one of the horrific air crash at Lithuania's capital, Vilnius. And on behalf of my channel, my thoughts and deepest condolences to those who were deceased, and also wishing those who were injured with a speedy recovery. And yeah, and I'm looking forward with the latest updates from the Lithuanians investigation team soon, with the possible preliminary report, which may take a little bit time. So I will keep you posted in the next video as well. So until then, guys, thank you so much for watching this video, and please like and subscribe to my channel, and we will see you again in the next video. So until then, guys, fast flights and soft landings to you.